Hallo, herzlich willkommen zur 12. Folge von Suzerain zusammen mit Apfel.
Hallo.
Letzte Folge haben wir mit dem Bau unserer Eisenbahn endgültig begonnen und heute treffen wir uns mit Marcel Koronti. We were headed to the meeting location set by Marcel Koronti. The motorcade was made up of the most confidential and trustworthy team. After a few hours of driving along River Eskel, we took a turn before entering Conrad. The darkness started setting in as we drove up to a hill. Ja, was machen wir? Ich würde sagen 2.
Ja.
Weil, wieso sollten wir Search fragen, wo wir sind? Das verstehe ich nicht.
True.
I could see giant stadium lights at a hilltop far away in the distance. It looked like a massive complex.
We're nearing our destination.
We arrived and the big iron gates of the country club opened. It was huge and outright extravagant. The main building, inspired by lesbian architecture, was lit from all sides. It was rather chilly. I was approached by Peter and Lucian.
I hope the journey was comfortable.
The location is very remote indeed. Anything to keep me away from home. It wasn't bad. I'm looking forward to this meeting. I can't think of comfort when our country is descending into chaos. Ja, 1. Oder was willst du sagen?
Ja, ne, 1.
Ich wollte nicht Lucian öffnen.
It's a very exclusive country club for people who value their privacy.
Enter the building. We entered the main building. After opening the marble-engraved wooden door, we were greeted by 2 tall women. The receptionists led us to the meeting room upstairs. Marcel was standing by the window, looking outside the beautiful complex. He turned around to have a quick look at us both. Look at us both? Wir sind zu dritt! He was a really handsome man with well-groomed hair. He walked towards me, with his hand reached out for a handshake. Ja, wir schütteln seine Hand, oder?
Ja.
I shook his hand. He had a firm grip. It is such a pleasure to meet you in person, Mr. Koronti. I appreciate your efforts to reach out for a mutually beneficial friendship.
Thanks for hosting us. I admired your father very much. May he rest in peace.
Darfst auch du.
Okay.
Weil ich habe Lucian und mich. Oder wie sieht's von der Verteilung her aus? Oder wie oft wir ihn noch haben? Okay, du hast 9, ich habe 7 Charaktere bisher. Ja, keine Ahnung. Willst du trotzdem Marcel haben?
Ja, ich mach den trotzdem mal.
Du machst ihn trotzdem.
Welcome. Your kind words have touched me, Vice President. He was indeed a great man.
Ich dachte gerade kurz, er meint Lucian mit Vice President.
Ja, immer.
May he rest in peace. He was a true entrepreneur. Please accept our condolence. We are saddened. Stay silent. Ja, 1.
Ja. He would have been very happy to hear this from you, Mr. President. It's time to look forward. Let's talk about our bright future.
Yes, there's much to discuss. Let's have a seat. I heard about your meteoric rise in HOS. Meteoric. Yeah, let's have a seat also.
Ja.
Marcel gently pointed at the seats. We sat down around a gigantic table Before speaking, he knocked on wood.
The past months had been... Oh Gott, warte. Ist das für ein Wort? Tumultuous?
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous. To say the least. I'm glad you and your family were unharmed at the shooting. The whole incident must have been a shock for the kids. They aren't used to what we lived through back in the late 20s. I still remember when my father took us out of the country when it became too dangerous in Conrad. Dumme Sau, er verpisst sich, wir waren mittendrin.
I will not allow this situation to continue. They were startled, but the important thing is they are safe and sound.
3 und 4 ist beleidigend.
Spare me your life story, Mr. Koronti. Ja, gut.
Ja.
1.
Ja, 1.
I will not allow this situation to continue.
Restoration of order is important for business and the political atmosphere, but one must consider the measures and cost. Well, I'm known to be a straightforward person, so let me get to the point without wasting your valuable time.
Danke, warum kann nicht alles so sein?
Echt so. It was during the Alfonso campaign when I was struck by what you have done within the party.
Ja, wir waren immer auf Souls Seite.
Ja.
Marcel started to look at one of the paintings on the wall. Let me be straightforward, sit down and get to the damn points! Look at the painting.
Ja, ich will wissen, was auf dem Bild ist.
Sol.
Ah.
I observed the painting. The famous piece depicts the giant sleeping beneath a village. Okay, ist doch nicht.
Okay.
The trees, rivers and hills were all a part of the giant's body. Alles klar. Its eyes were two caves looking up at the people. It showed daylight at the far left and nighttime at the far right. The giant seemed to be watching the village. It was totally unbeknownst to the villagers. Marcel pointed his finger at me.
You said we will transform this nation, Mr. Rainey. My conglomerate has a way of doing things and I don't want them to change. So I want to cooperate with you.
Please explain further.
You might have the people's support now, Mr. President, but what happens when you make mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. What is that supposed to mean?
Let's hear his point, Vice President.
Being a president in this country means having many enemies. Enemies that would resort to anything to bring you down. Let's say these enemies caused scandal or leaked sensitive information from the administration. These would be destructive when they were released. If they were released.
I see where you are getting at. Continue. You're playing a dangerous game. Are you threatening me? Ja, 1 oder 2.
Ja. Wir haben doch nämlich noch keine Fehler gemacht, wo man veröffentlichen könnte. Ja, continue.
Natürlich haben wir noch keine Fehler gemacht.
Assume that the articles would actually protect your integrity no matter what. Try to imagine how up to 5 million people I reach will not lose faith in you.
Let's hear your offer. What do you want in return? You aren't just being nice, are you?
Let's hear your offer.
Let's hear your offer.
I want 2 things, Mr. President. Number 1 is a guarantee from you that the Rainey administration won't meddle in HOS affairs no matter what happens. Okay. Number 2 is a simple gentleman's favor for the future. Let me prove my services to you first, and I'm sure you won't disapprove when the time comes.
This is far too risky for me. It is an interesting proposal. How do I know that I can trust you?
Das hört sich jetzt nicht so schlecht an.
2.
Ja. Not just interesting, but necessary. You surely know that this is a win-win situation. Aber das letzte Mal haben wir es abgelehnt, oder nicht?
Nee, letztes Mal haben wir uns auch verkauft.
Ah, perfekt. The media will be on your side, strengthening your position. It will also protect my business operations throughout the changes this country will see. Ja, wollen wir uns das von den anderen beiden noch anhören, was sie zu sagen haben?
Ja,
oder?
hören wir uns mal das an. What do you think about this, Lucian? Lucian leaned to my ears and whispered. I think it's a good idea, a good deal. He's right. We will need the media support. With his newspaper and channels on our side, we can dodge a lot of bullets. The one thing that bothers me, though, is his favor request. We do not know what it is, and he could ask for something that could point fingers at us. Marcel interrupted us.
So, do we have a deal?
Oh nein, wir können es Peter gar nicht mal anhören. Das ist jetzt so, do we have a deal? Peter, was denkst du? Ja, we have a deal.
Ja, komm, let's go.
We have a deal.
Happy to hear that. You can contract me personally through this number. As soon as you know that the story against you will break, please call me and it will be taken care of. I hope you will uphold your end of the bargain as well.
A deal is a deal.
Ja.
It will be upheld.
A man of his word. Excellent.
Ja, weißt du jetzt noch nicht.
We will meet again. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for your time, Mr. Koronti. Return to Holzot.
Peter hat so gar nichts
Nee.
gemacht heute.
Ich glaube, der ist so richtig pisst, ne?
Ja.
Wo geht's denn jetzt weiter? Ah, in der.
Ah.
Funeral of Burner Circle. Ah, cool.
Ah.
Du bist ja schon wieder auf eine Beerdigung. Okay.
Ja, du musst überlegen, das ist ein Erfolg.
Ja, stimmt. 3 Beerdigungen ist ein Erfolg. Das werden wir hinkriegen. Das ist unsere Challenge.
Nicht schwierig unter unserer Regierung.
Gut. Dann war's mit der Folge. Lasst doch ein Like und ein Abo, wenn es euch gefallen hat. Schaut beim nächsten Mal vorbei. Morgen 14 Uhr geht's weiter. Und tschüss.
Tschüss.